And I am back with another fun-filled video for you. As you guys know, I've rechanged the name of my channel from Knife of the Party to Edge of South Africa, and this is the first video of a knife that's not from South Africa, from the channel Edge of South Africa. So I'm going to get right into this knife. I started to shoot this video in my car, and then my phone got overheated, so I couldn't see anything. So I'm actually starting this video all over again. And just as it starts, there's two people walking by. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video started. So this knife here, this is probably the first knife that I'm going to be presenting on my channel, and it turns out that it's not a South African knife. I do, however, have a South African knife coming next week from a brand new knife maker. He's unknown. I'm trying to, I guess, one of the things that I'm going to do on my channel is to support new knife makers from South Africa, which is basically what my channel is all about. So let's just get right into this video here with this knife. Now, this is not an old, this is not a brand new Spyderco knife. This is actually an older knife. I think this knife has been out for maybe about 3 years, I'm gonna say. So let me go ahead and open it up. I've got the top of the box sitting on top of it because I've only got this hand to work with. I'm actually holding my iPhone, trying to keep it steady. So here we go. This is the knife. The name of the knife is, again, it's a Spyderco piece. This is the Spyderco Silverax. Just want to give you guys a good look at it. And as I shoot this video, there will be people in the background, but this is the knife. This is called the Spyderco Silverax. Now let me give you a good quick impression of it, what it looks like overall. Like I said, this is not a new knife. This knife's been out for about maybe 3 years. All right, so the blade length on this knife is about 3.5 inches. Actually, 3.4 inch blade. It's a drop point blade. The steel is S30V steel. The handle is carbon fiber, all carbon fiber. Totally open construction, as you guys can see. I hope you guys can hear me with all the noise going on. It's got 2 standoffs, a deep pocket clip, a very, very light knife. The compression lock on this thing is incredible. This is one of those underrated Spyderco knives. They just went under the radar. You know, like all Spyderco knives, they pretty much fly under the radar until you discover them. They release so many knives. They're probably the only knife company that releases no less than like 17 or 18 knives a year. Every time they go to Blade Show, they've got like announcements of new knives. There's so many of them that they put out. You know, it's kind of safe to say Spyderco is like the premier production company just because they cover everything, all kinds of knives. They even have an ethnic series. Anyway, back to the knife. You can open this knife 3 different ways. There is the Spyderco hole. The flipper. And if you're a real fidgety guy, you can actually open and close it with the compression lock, which is right behind here. I mean, this makes it really fit. I mean, I could do this all day long, man. Just sit here and do this. Whoop, I actually hit the box. Yeah, it's a very, very fidgety knife. The main purpose of this knife, obviously, when they created it, because when you look at it aesthetically, it looks weird, especially when you open it. The handle looks kind of strange, but it stops being strange once you hold it in your hand open and you feel the ergonomics on this thing. Probably the best you'll ever feel on any folder. You've got a really good grip on it. It kind of feels like you're holding brass knuckles. There are no hot spots when you're holding it. I mean, you can hold this with your fist real tight and it feels good. If they made the knife a little bit longer on the tip, you probably could use it as like a, sort of like a weapon of some sort. Maybe a coup baton, but it wasn't meant that way. One of the things that I like about the knife is that it's completely open construction. I do enjoy a complete and open construction, or a complete closed construction knife I do like. S30V steel is a really great steel. That's actually the point where steel goes into high end. I think, at least these days, it still is. At least as far as production folders go. S30V steel and up, because then you have S35VN, and then CTS HXP, M90, M390. It just goes up and up and up, but it starts with S30V steel as far as it being a really good steel. So you can definitely use this sort of for everyday carry and heavy duty. It's got a really nice deep carry pocket clip on it, the wire pocket clip that Spyderco is very famous for. A word about the compression lock. It's one of the most underrated locks on a knife. Strictly only production as far as I know. I'm going to change my hand because my arm's actually getting a little tired, so excuse me. But yeah, strictly only like production. I've never seen the compression lock on a custom knife. I could be wrong, but I've never seen one, at least not on a South African knife. But then again, I don't think I've seen it on an American knife, or a Japanese custom knife, or an Italian custom knife. It's just a very, very American concept, the compression lock. And I don't know who actually made it, but it is a genius lock. It's also one of the strongest, definitely stronger than a liner lock. If you guys were wondering. Because unlike a liner lock where you open the knife, right, and then the liner lock would be right about here, then you'd have to push it out of the way, and then close the knife. Thank you to Pimpish for you. Yeah, the weather here is awesome here in Washington. Thank you. But to continue on with the video, if you guys want to chat while I do the video, please do. It encourages me to keep going. But in any case, yeah. As I was saying before, on a liner lock, you actually have to push the liner lock out of the way and then close the blade. With a compression lock, it's a completely different lock and also a lot more stronger than a liner lock. I wish I could explain it a little bit better, but if you guys want a really good explanation of the compression lock, go check out a video by Michael Janisch on his knife, the Yojimbo 2, or the creation of the Yojimbo 2. He gives a really great explanation of the compression lock. And I just really wish we would see more of it. I mean, first of all, take a look at the compression lock. Number one, it's just as smooth as a ball bearing knife, right? Check that out, man. And the knife only runs on washers. So basically, the compression lock is an aid to the washers that are actually inside the knife that the action runs on. So it's sort of the compression lock and the combination of the washers that acts as this, acts to make it just as smooth. And as far as I can see, construction-wise, it's a lot less complicated than to make a ball bearing knife. And I don't know why we don't see it more on more knives, because I'm almost tempted to go out there and buy like every compression lock knife there is out there, just because I want to sit there and do this all day long. Because to be honest with you, I do use some of the knives that I buy. I've got quite a few knives that are actually beat up and used, but I don't use all of them. For the most part, I am a collector. And when you start spending like $800 and $500 you know, South African knives that are custom made. Are you really going to use them, beat up on them all day long? So the overall length of this knife is roughly about 8 inches with the handle. This is really a great knife. Like I said, the ergos were the main reason for making the knife. It's got a really nice, good drop point blade on it. I believe it doesn't have a sharpening choil. I can't see. Does it have sharpening choil on it? No, there's no sharpening choil on this thing. But it's got a really nice, I'm going to say it's a modified drop point blade. This knife could be seen as everyday carry, probably tactical, more tactical, just because it's such a pointy piece. Definitely can do a whole day of just cutting boxes with this thing. Very, very lightweight. Again, the main thing is the ergos, man. I've never felt ergos on a knife like this. It's really great. The flipper action is really good. It works really well. Like I said, I mean, when you buy this knife, you're not going to be doing the flipper all that much. You're not even going to be doing the Spyderco hole all that much, although if that's the way that you want to open it, you could certainly do it that way. But, you know, me, I'm going to be doing like compression lock all day long on this thing. It's just so fidgety. It's the only lock where you'd probably be playing with it all day long. Carbon fiber handles on this are really good. It's got really good texture on the carbon fiber on this. So for grip, it's great. I mean, if you had to use it in the rain or in really hard weather, the way that the texture is on the knife, I don't think it would slip off of your hand. The way it's designed, as you can see, my finger's underneath the blade, so there's no way this knife is going to close on you. Even if you were to accidentally open or pinch the compression lock, there's no way it'll fall on your finger. See that? See how it's like shaking? My finger is actually blocking the closing of the blade, so it's a very safe knife to use. More than likely, your chance of accidentally getting cut with this knife while you're using it, or actually the strength of the compression lock makes it almost impossible to close on you. That's how strong the compression lock is, because it's actually crushing. It's actually crushing the liner from closing up on you. Like I said, I'm not really good at explaining the compression lock. Check out the Michael Janish video. I might even shoot you guys a link to that video if you guys want to check it out. Michael Janish is just he's like such a great explanation. He gives great explanations on mechanisms of knives, and he gives a really great one of the compression lock, so I definitely check that out. The knife is the right size for everyday carry. It is not too big. Like I said, the blade length is only 3.4. I mean, closed is certainly small enough. I wish I could show you how deep the pocket clip carry goes. I could try. How about if I use the box? Would that work? So if I were to take the box and show you how deep the pocket clip is, maybe that'll help. See that? It's pretty deep. You got maybe this part of the knife sticking out of your pocket. But overall, it's a fairly deep pocket clip. Really strong. This is probably not the fanciest looking pocket clip, but it is very, very popular amongst Spyderco fans. And I'm a fan of it, actually. I think it would be nice if maybe they put it out in different colors, but other than that, I think it's the wire clip is really great. Again, like I said, the construction on this with just the two standoffs. I think it would probably look better aesthetically if they only had one standoff, because they usually have, on custom knives, they actually have it where it's just like one standoff here, and then of course you've got the pivot, and then the entire thing is completely open construction. But, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I still think it looks great. Like I said, the way they constructed the knife was just basically for ergonomics. It's a very smooth one. It's almost This is, if any of you guys have never owned a custom knife, I got to be honest with you, this is probably about as smooth as you'll ever get to, say, a ball bearing knife. Not with ceramic ball bearings, but at least with like regular steel ball bearings. So, I mean, that's about it. I really don't know what more I can say about this knife. I think it's a winner in their lineup. Why it flew under the radar, it probably because people went to the store, handled the knife, and looked at it aesthetically. Maybe the knife looked, just because it does look kind of weird like this. The handle doesn't look very appealing, but I guarantee you guys, if you get around to actually purchasing this knife and then you put it in your hand, you'll see why it was made this way. Because it feels great. It really does. You could do this like really hard use all day long without much like pressure being put on your hand. It just feels your hand 100%. I think that's the best way I could put it. So that's all I've got for the preview of this knife, the Spyderco Silverax. Like I said, my channel is mostly devoted to South African knives, so if you want to learn all about South African knives, come to my channel and check it out. I will try and do knives that are not Spyderco knives every once in a blue moon, like I did today. In fact, I purchased this one out of boredom because I'm waiting for a custom knife from a brand new knife maker. His name is Robert Liddard. I'm going to be featuring his knife on my channel next week as soon as I get it. I bought that custom knife for the ridiculous price of $180 because he's an unknown knife maker. But the materials that the knife is made from is all titanium, so I think you guys will be surprised. And I'm going to be reviewing that knife specifically just to promote the new knife maker. Maybe you guys might want to check him out on Instagram. His name is Robert Liddard. When I get his knife next week, I'll be doing a video on that one. So, all right. So that is it. I didn't want to go too long. Like I said, this is a Spyderco knife. You guys can check this one out. Spyderco.com. The knife is about 3 years old in release, out to the public. I think it's a popular knife. I'm not really sure. If anybody actually purchased this knife, let me know. Give me your opinions on it. I'd love to hear from you. Like I said, I haven't used this knife yet. I'm kind of contemplating whether or not to keep it or to send it back to the store if anybody's interested in buying it. You can buy it from me, but you're going to have to buy it from me from what I bought it for. So I actually bought it for $250 so at the store, but I don't think anybody's going to want to do that. But it's a real nice high-end piece. Very, very light, and I think it's a winner. So that is it for me. Omar, your Edge of South Africa guy. I'm going to have to change how I say this channel. Formerly the Knife of the Party guy. I changed my name only because there's too many Knife of the Party people out there, and it's an obvious name. So I had to change it, and I wanted to change it to a name that's going to fit my channel. So Edge of South Africa is where you will find my new channel. One last thing, if anybody out there is good with graphics or knows how to draw, and you're a fan of my channel and you're willing to draw something really nice, a nice banner for my channel, let me know. I'll pay you for it. Not a lot, but I'll be willing to make a small payment for you if you're an artist and you wanna, you happen to like my channel and you are willing to draw something for me that would fit the banner of my YouTube channel, I really would appreciate it. Like I said, I'll pay a fee for it. It won't be, not astronomical price, but something pretty decent. And if you're really good, who knows, maybe we'll, hook up. And obviously, if I like your work, I'm going to put it on my channel and let everybody know what a great artist you are, and that you're definitely an artist that is for hire, at least for people's YouTube channels anyway. That's a pretty good way to make money, right? So that is it for this channel for today. This is Omar, your formerly known as the Knife of the Party guy, now known as your host of Edge of South Africa. I will see you in my next video next week. Please comment on this video. I think it sucks because I'm out here and totally unscripted. I didn't even show you guys any specs on this, but then again, this is just a preview of the knife. You know, I may do a follow-up video if I decide to keep it. I don't know, but I had to take a look at this one. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video, and once again, thank you so much for watching my newly branded channel, Edge of South Africa. This is Omar, again, signing off. I'm here at the Ruston Way waterfront. Hold my camera up, and it is just an actually beautiful, gorgeous day out here. So I may also do a follow-up video later on tonight on the rebranding of my channel and explaining, you know, a little bit more about why my channel is changing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys see me in the hope to see you guys in the next video, because I'm going to keep doing this. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you.